Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Straightforward Farming Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Reed, alongside Nick McCormick. Boy, we've dropped the ball here lately a little bit, ain't we, on podcasts? I don't know. It's been a while.
But we're back tonight.
Which, it's not terrible. We've actually started the year out, for us, kind of strong.
But, well, we like to keep people wanting more.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So today is, August
6th, I think.
6th? Yeah. So last podcast we would have done would have been Rodney Boots and Brenna Beard and all them. I don't remember when that was, so it wasn't terribly long ago.
Yeah, month and a half, something like that.
Yep. So, I don't know. What's new in your world?
Oh, just here in the dog days of August.
Boy, summer's going to be over here pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
Kids start school next week.
Which is crazy. They keep starting it earlier and earlier. I could do without that, but...
Yeah, same here. Yep, I don't know where the summer went. I mean, it literally seemed like it just flew this year.
Yes, well, we farmed so much longer than normal, it seemed like, and then just really haven't had a break.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all the local fairs are going on now. State Fair will be next week, or I think next week. And so, a week from today. So, that's usually about the last hoorah of summer, get through Labor Day, and that's it. So.
Yeah, that's all she wrote. I assume some stuff will be early harvest this year.
Yeah, there should be some. I still can't gauge this crop around here. I mean, it's definitely not particularly good in our immediate school district or whatever I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But, boy, you get very far out of that, I think it gets pretty good, I think.
Well, there's some big holes in some of that, though, too.
Yeah.
You know, you get to driving around. There was a lot of drown out spots in some of that. But I think our early stuff, corn-wise, will be okay. The replant's going to be not good.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at.
Say. Yeah.
Yep. I actually, I went to Baltic, South Dakota, just come home last week there. Normally I drive up there, and I always make a big loop, go out across 36 across Missouri, stay with Chuck Weldon, then going up 29 through Omaha to basically Sioux Falls is where we go. But this year I actually flew, so I was kind of curious, flew out of Champaign, Illinois. I noticed driving up the interstate all the way from here to Champaign, which is 70 miles, there was a few holes in the crops, nothing huge. When you drive by, you're like, holy shit, there's 120 acres with half of it gone.
Earlier, when you could see across it, there was.
Was there?
Yeah, I had to go to a baseball tournament that way 2 months ago.
Really?
Something like that. And it was pretty rough in places there.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
It was fresh after a rain, too.
Sure. And I know from the interstate, you don't see 1/10 of 1%, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be spotty. It's going to be mile by mile.
Seems like everybody is getting rain. I mean, even though I can't hardly buy a rain here, I'm still not hurting. And I just base everything on we've mowed a yard every 5 days or whatever it's been. And
it's still pretty green. The weeds are still coming in the rocks. All I've done this year's spray and mow, seems like.
Yep.
Trying to anyway.
Yeah. So, overall, and it was funny when I was in South Dakota there, talked to several hundred people, and one guy, I'd ask him, where are you from? Up Nebraska. How's your crops? All their dog shit. Talk to another guy, where you from? Oh, I'm from Nebraska. How's your crops? Oh, they're pretty good, so it just depends.
It's pretty spotty, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully the markets will start reflecting some of those dog shit spots and holes and start bouncing up the other way. But
yeah, I mean, I like to say they can't go any lower, but I guess they could. But it's not good.
Yeah, I saw the Senate did us a favor today and voted down the new ag bill, which was E15.
Oh, really?
And so on and so forth. So
shocker.
That should help with corn demand. So
Yep. Heaven forbid they do anything that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well, you can't spend all your money on domestic stuff, Tony, when you got illegals and wars to fight.
And I know we shouldn't go down the political path, but I guess, again, what the hell? Who cares if we do? But, everybody's making a big deal. They're holding Fauci in contempt of Congress now. Do you really think anything's going to happen about that?
No.
Because I can tell you the answer already.
No.
Nothing.
They're not going to do a darn thing.
Nope.
Well, that whole deal was just a dog and pony show. That guy's up there asking him obvious questions that he should be able to answer. Carpet color, tie color.
Yeah.
That looks neat. Won't you call the sergeant at arms and have him come arrested off the floor?
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at. Other than that, it's just theater at that point.
He's been pardoned. He can't plead the fifth. Have him arrested right then.
Yep.
And you didn't.
Yep.
Instead, you wasted my tax dollars sitting there.
Yep.
Makes for a nice sound bite and nice little clip. Well, see, I pushed him. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Pushed him down a flight of stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
That guy's been a piece of shit his entire life.
Yes, he has. Actually, all of them have. Even the people asking the questions, all the Congress, they're all.
Go back to Fauci's interviews from the 80s and whatever with AIDS and so on and so forth. He's always been a fearmonger and shitbag.
100%. Yeah. So. Yep. So anything new at the shop? Any pulling tractors coming in? Any?
Oh, there's always
shit there?
those coming in and out. That's one thing about those. They're going to come back at some point.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's guaranteed work at some point, I guess. But
Yep. And I guess we'll let the listeners in on this. 'Cause I ain't put it on social media yet, but me and the wife both, and Nick will all be in Bowling Green, Ohio, to tractor pull. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Should be a good time. Looking forward to it.
Staying with Popcorn Farmer Brian and Charlie Trucker, or I think Charlie's coming. I guess I better not speak for sure. I think he's coming, but I guess I don't know. But yep, that's where I'll be out in the campground somewhere. So,
yeah, I'll be wandering around.
Yep. If you've never been to that pull, you need to go. It's a good time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Real good time.
Yep. Hopefully we got good weather for it, so we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully it's cool. It's much more enjoyable out there when it's not super badass hot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
No, shop's busy. Plenty of stuff to do. It just seems like every time you turn around, you're one part or piece short of being able to do something. You got to wait a couple of days, whatever. Next thing you know, that you tore something else apart, and it's just, I don't know. It's a vicious circle. But we've been getting some stuff done. Had my son in there this summer, which has been nice. Extra set of hands and somebody to yell at. So.
Yeah. Let's see. If today's August 6th. You're a good 30 days away yet from people saying, hey, could you work on my combine for me? We'll have to get them out right after Labor Day, because they're going to need it in 4 or 5 days after that.
Yeah, yeah. Don't want to plan ahead on that, which I can't say anything. Which I don't think ours really needs anything. But
that's how I am. I haven't brought mine home. I don't know that it needs any hard parts.
Normally, as soon as we're done planting, we swap everything from the one farm and put all the spring stuff away and bring the fall stuff in. But spring kept dragging out and kept replanting and so on and so forth. And by the time that got done, we were just tired and said, well, we'll just leave it here for a little bit in case we got to spot in some more, and haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think I've got anything big. I brought the grain cart in, put scales on it here a week or two ago. That was the only big fall project I had, and everything else should be pretty good to go, I hope.
So. Yeah, I got a grain cart in there that my brother and I got to resell or whatever. I finally got the augers put in it today and got it finished up, so get it on the market, and that was more of a task than I was really planning on. Yeah. To be honest with you, it took a little more effort than I really wanted to put into it, but it come out nice. But it runs smooth as silk, and so it should be good that way, I guess. But,
Yeah. Don't look like machinery's moving much, though. I mean, it seems like drive-by dealers lots, and it's still just stacked to the moon.
It's strange, though, but if you look at some of the auction results, some stuff's bringing stupid money on auctions sometimes. And then, but the dealers, you talk to them, it's like, they can't get anybody to walk through the door, and I mean, I've had a few guys price a few things, but not. Yeah, I don't blame them. For one, it's all artificially way too high.
Right.
Post-COVID prices on everything from hot dog buns to combines is too high, and there's just not that much extra money this year. So
I talked to a guy here a while back that was wanting to trade combines, and he was going to do it last fall, and then he kind of chickened out toward the end of the year there, and so they gave him a price on that combine, and I guess actually it was going into fall. It wasn't the end of the year; it was going into fall, and he held off, and so he ended up getting through winter, whatever, and then kind of got this year under his belt and seen his crop was going to be decent. He thought, well, I'll go ahead and trade. Well, the dealer still had that exact same combine, but they rented it out last fall. It had 200 more separator hours on it, I guess, than when he looked at it. And so he said, well, what are you going to take off? Because you wanted the X for it, and you really haven't come off the price, but it's got 200 more hours on it. They said, well, we'll take $2,500 off. And he's like, for 200 separator hours, you'll take 20. He's like, nah, thanks, but no thanks. So he didn't trade. I mean, they won't budge on nothing.
No. Well, the problem is they got too much in it.
Yep.
That's the problem with having a large inventory that you take in at a certain price. It's hard to give on all that,
Yeah, it is. But, man, I would think a dealer, they'd be wanting to get something out the door, whatever it took, but I guess not. So
you would think. I don't know.
It's kind of like we've talked. It'll sit on their lot. They won't take $5,000 less for it, but they'll ship it off to a consignment auction and take $25,000 less for it. I mean,
1,000 miles away. Haul it there. Yeah, some of that doesn't make sense to me all the time, but like I said, Deere and Case and AGCO really just need to stop production for a year.
They do. They really do.
I mean, there's just too much equipment out there. There's no second tier market. Well, we've talked about this 1,000 times, but if I give you a 24-row planter, it could be a great planter. Maybe it needs all new openers. You got to mortgage a kidney to buy that many of them, whatever. I mean, it'd last you forever then, but it costs so much money, and it doesn't fit in your fields. That you don't have a tractor
Yeah.
that'll pull it. Like
Exactly.
you don't have a driveway like it'll go in and out of to a field. There's just so many things on that. You know, if I show up to your place tomorrow, say, Tony, you can have this X9 combine all fall, free of charge. You just have to run it at 75% capacity the whole time. If you get below that, then you got to start paying.
Couldn't do
You
it.
got to say thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
You
Couldn't
know?
do it.
It's just there's no backside market for that shit.
No.
Stuff's
No,
got
there's
too
not.
big. The world will be a much better place if they said, hey, 2388s and 9510s is as big as we're going to go. You want to farm a whole bunch more? Great. You're just going to buy a whole bunch of them.
Yep. Just gonna have to have 10 of them or whatever the number is. Yep.
And the farmer had been better off too in the end.
Oh, I agree.
You know,
Yeah.
all that big shit sounds great, and we all like to have it, and it is neat, and I like a lot of things on them. But the upkeep's high. The cost is high to buy them. Like,
Yeah, and really, if you take a tractor, so that 8200 of mine, I think is a 95 model. So let's get into the same size of John Deere tractor of, let's just say, an 05 model. I don't know exactly what that tractor would be. Let's just say it's an 82, 85R pre-def, all that, like basically an 8430 with an R-Series cab on it.
yep.
Once you get to that, you're not gaining any more functions from that to the tractor that's built today. I mean, yeah, you might get a leather seat now and a friggin' heated seat, but
It's not like the revolutionary days where you're from an open station tractor to a, I guess we'll call them a cab, and then you went from
a synchro to a quad,
you
or
went
some
from
sort of
from a
power
cab to an actual operator station,
Yeah.
that was integrated and really nice, so on and so forth. Like those were big jumps.
Agreed.
And big horsepower jumps and front wheel assist and all that stuff. Now it's kind of just window dressing at some point.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean,
And I get the logic. People say, well, I got to keep this thing traded to keep it under warranty because I can't afford to fix it. I get it. But once again, ain't that a giant hamster wheel? You're just trading one piece of shit for the next piece of shit. I mean, that's all junk and won't run and electronic trouble and deaf trouble. And just,
I mean, every acre in this country was getting farmed back in the 60s with tractors. I mean, we have less acres now than we did then.
exactly.
Now you can argue that our window's smaller, and I get all that, but
Yeah.
pickup trucks the same way. Is there anything that a new 6.7 will do that much better than 7.3 wouldn't? I mean, you were getting from point A to point B and pulling a trailer, pulling whatever back then too.
Yep.
Only difference was they were $35,000, not $135,000.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the seats are nicer. I'll grant you that.
Yeah, that stuff, it just don't turn me on anymore. The new pickup, especially the new vehicles, it just doesn't do nothing. I would come closer to buying a new tractor, which I know sounds stupid because it's way more money than a pickup truck. I would actually probably come closer to buying a new tractor than I would a new pickup. I just have that much of a disdain for new vehicle. Like, it just doesn't do anything for me.
I don't know. I definitely don't want anything new enough to have that kill chip in it or whatever that shit
Yeah.
is. I haven't looked into it that much. I'm not in the market, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's just kind of dressing them up from here to there. Like, it doesn't really excite me like it used to.
Yeah.
And I don't like to customize shit anymore either, which
Right.
is weird. Back in the day, all lift kit, custom
Oh,
wheels,
yeah.
whatever.
Nerf bars, yeah.
The whole package, put all that shit on there. Now I wanted to stock a stock and be pretty much.
Agreed. Well, shit, nowadays a stock pickup truck sets higher than the shit we were putting lift kits on.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
You
Yeah.
can't get in the bed. You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
That's what would drive me nuts as far as a functional truck today, It's like, Jiminy Christmas, you take this thing out to the field and you got shit in the back of it. Well, somebody's climbing in the back to get it out. I don't care what it is. I mean,
My truck can't be a quarter inch taller. It won't go in the garage.
Yeah.
So, I got to be real careful on when I buy tires.
sure.
I can't be switching brands because I don't think I'll be able to get it in there.
Yep.
And I'm going to be real pissed if I got to let the air out to get it in the garage.
Agreed. Yeah, that's right.
I guess I can have old Bob smoke them off for me, get them wore down a little bit.
Yep.
Kind of defeats the purpose of the new tires, though.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. At some point in time, technology's kind of just paused on some of that, and it's just window dressing.
Yeah.
I mean, automated combine settings, that's great when it works. Like, I can see the benefit to it, but a good operator that's paying attention can do that on the fly too. Once you got to the point you can adjust it all in the cab, I mean,
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I guess we're getting it all catered to where you can have illegals or whatever run your shit and it'll.
I suppose. And we're just getting old, Tony. There was a time where it's like, gosh dang, we got to replace the radio in this thing. Now I don't even care if it comes with the radio.
Yeah, I've never had the radio on that 8200. I've never had it on my combine either. That's hand to the Bible. I don't even know if they work. Don't know and don't care.
The worst thing I ever did was sync mine to the combine. And if somebody else is moving it around the shop, then your phone goes to it. I never use that feature. I always use my AirPods if I'm talking on the phone in the combine. Like, it's just a pain in my ass. The only if I did want to play music or, you know, a podcast or something, but I almost never turn it on.
Yeah.
Normally I'm on the phone so often that you can guarantee if I do want to turn something on, that's when I'm getting a bunch of phone calls.
Oh, for
Now,
sure.
if I sit there in silence, that might last for hours. But if I want to listen to something, ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Never fails.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you said, they need to just stop production on some stuff and hit the pause button on others. I'm surprised new vehicles just in general sell as well as they do. And I'm not talking for farmers or construction. I'm just talking your regular everyday Joe
person.
that all he's doing is taking this F-350 and driving it from here to the factory. Ain't pulling nothing, ain't going anywhere, ain't doing nothing.
Even cheaper vehicles than that, like I just don't understand how people buy that shit all the time and devalues, and they act like 100,000 miles is a huge mile thing anymore. I'm like, it's not the 70s anymore.
No,
Like,
I mean, these things will run.
they're not carbureted. Like they should last longer than that. And some of them do, some of them don't, I guess. But then you get in this deal like Chevy's in the middle of a big ship storm right now, aren't they? They don't have a bunch of crankshafts breaking or something in
Oh, really? I haven't heard.
in one of these engines, I think. Something maybe Tahoe's or something. Like they're having epic catastrophic failure in that. It's like, oh, great, I got this $90,000
Yeah.
Suburban that, you know,
Yep.
25,000 miles in, breaks a crank.
Yep.
Kind of wish I'd have kept my old one. At that point, I would think. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I often wonder anymore, you know, they come out with new stuff so often. Like, how well tested is that shit?
That's what I've always. It can't be that well tested.
It can't be
There's
that
no
well
way.
tested. It can't. There's not enough time.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally agree.
So I think that plays a lot into it. And, of course, you've always got some asshat engineer that his sole job is to cost reduce it. Well, we can take an eighth of an inch out of the material out of there and a 16th out of that. And, you know, over the course of production, you know, that's an extra $100,000 to the stockholders, you know.
Yep.
Hot dog. And then turns into a huge warranty issue.
Do you know, like when the John Deere 8000s and the Magnums all come out, were them extensively tested for a long period? Since that was kind of a whole new design, or was that just kind of thrown together? I don't know.
I would assume that Deere was pretty well tested because they had several years to do that in my mind. You know, the Magnum in a way was well tested because they had the 50 series, which a lot of that stuff is very similar.
Sure.
So they had, you know, they didn't sell a ton of those tractors, but enough that they, you know, got to the bottom of some stuff and made some necessary improvements and made some running changes as they went, I suppose. But yeah, they were probably more well tested than
Sure.
a lot of other stuff.
And both of them series were bulletproof tractors. I mean,
Yeah.
it really was.
Yeah. Too good, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk to dealers, like, oh, we'd starve to death if we depended on service work on those back in the day. It's like, well, it's great from a sales standpoint,
Yeah.
but not great from a service standpoint.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? I know when my wife was on territory one time, a territory rep from a different area was there riding with her or whatever. And she's like, where's all your 8630s and 40s at? She's like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, you got to have a bunch of those. Those nice cash cows for the shop.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, they were, but we don't use those around here anymore. You know,
Yeah.
at that point in time, it all went to 9500s, 9400s, whatever. And, yeah, those were good for the shop, but
Yeah.
not so great for
Now,
the
that's why you
farmer,
don't see anymore.
Yeah. If those things hadn't had PTOs, they'd have fell off the face of the earth
Oh, for sure.
20 years before they did. They became cheap grain cart tractors for about 10 years.
They did.
You know?
Yeah, you don't see them around here at all.
No, you don't see any of them in the field.
In fact, you don't really even see the old 89 60s and stuff. I'm not saying there ain't a stray here or there, but I mean, you don't
It's
see
pretty rare.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
At least around here.
Yep, everybody, the 9300s and all that got cheap enough. Everybody went straight to those.
Yeah. Yeah, those got left in the weeds, or they're not in this part of the country.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In fact, we got a guy not too far from here that he's a salvage dealer, and he's got a whole
Yeah.
pile of them, ships parts all over the country.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, somebody's using them somewhere, but it ain't here.
No, it ain't here. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah. I don't know. It stuff just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Of course, all them old four-wheel drives were pretty crude,
Yeah.
regardless of the company. You know, Steiger, and I'm not touting their tooting their horn or whatever. I mean, but they really were laid out probably better than any of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Stagger was, in one way, genius, in one way, probably really dumb. You know, they basically went to Napa and bought as much shit as they could.
Yeah.
Which is great once you own one. You're like, well, I can get this part and that part in 1,000 different places, and I can keep it going, and so on and so forth. But from a keeping your company in business and being the sole provider of the parts thing, well, it's probably not great for that.
right.
But yeah, there were, like, that Safari cab's pretty darn nice for that time.
For that time frame,
You know?
absolutely. And it still ain't bad for
Still ain't
by
bad.
today.
I can ride it all day, especially if you put a nice seat in it, you're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yep.
You know, That's the one thing that still does infuriate me, though, is seats. How can those seats cost literally an arm and a leg? They weigh 1,000 pounds. You can't get the damn things in and out of the cab, and they don't last for shit.
Nope, they don't.
Like, it's not uncommon to have something with not that many hours that the seat goes flat in, which just burns my ass. I'm like, it's the same airbag that's on a semi. My semi airs up.
Yeah, it has for years.
It has for years, holds air like.
And way more weight. I mean,
yeah, exactly. But nope, the seat, and you can't work on one in a tractor cab, you know. A semi seat doesn't weigh that.
No, absolutely not.
You know, Jim Bob trucker that's 500 pounds is bouncing. Well, I guess they don't. If you're cool, you got a Peterbilt, you're on the floor, so you're not even using the air ride. But
that's true. Yeah.
But I had to work on one of those here a while back. It's like, you know, you try to get the little curtain down. You got to prop it up with a piece of pipe or.
It's a good way to cut a finger off.
Damn right it is. And then they use those stupid push delete connections underneath there. Well, you can't get the pliers in there to pop the connection loose. You're just mad the whole time. You don't want to take the whole seat out because, once again, it weighs 1,000 pounds. You're going to break the damn cab glass getting it out the door.
Yep.
You know, then you got to figure out how the hell you're going to get it back in there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, like I said, they're not near as durable as I really think they should be, and they get to squeaking, and yeah, you get a little slop in them, and then that annoys the shit out of me too.
Yep.
You know, that probably annoys me almost more than anything. I was moving one of our tractors around here the other day, and somebody had flipped the latch down that kept it from going back and forth, which was a huge pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
But it's in a stupid spot. Like, it's real easy for your leg to flip it down. I couldn't get that thing to release to save my life. I drove 6 miles yanking on that thing back and forth all over the road, you know. Finally got to where I was going, jacked with it, pop, bang, popped right loose. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, after I beat up and down the road,
yeah,
breaking my back.
And it is amazing how often seats freeze up, especially in a cab like that. Like, it ain't out in the weather.
Yeah, exactly.
But it seems like every time you go to adjust one, it's froze up.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think if you buy a new tractor or something like that and you plan on keeping it, you should go to the dealership immediately and buy 4 new sets of cushions.
Yeah.
Because 3 years later, you can't ever get the cushions anymore.
Yep.
You know, and aftermarket seats just look like aftermarket seats. You know, they're never the way it should be.
Well, to me, they've got too many adjustments on them. Like, you know, where you can move the cushion, but not the back. Like, you can slide it forward and all this.
Never needed that.
Yeah. What are we doing?
If I do that, it's on accident.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of that shit, for as much as it weighs, is pretty flimsy, too.
It is, yeah. That's right. Yep.
Which I realize I'm fat, but still, like, it's not uncommon to break some of that. It's like, God dang, now I got to fix that.
And it's funny because, like an old 1066, you kind of expect the seat to weigh a fair amount on them because the whole tractor is made out of metal. Everything on it's heavy.
But the seat doesn't weigh anything on those.
Right.
Held on by 2 little piss-ass bolts, and that really should fall off.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know how they got by with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And then a whole tractor that's made out of plastic nowadays.
Yeah.
The seat weighs 400,000 pounds.
Yeah. We put all the weight in the seat. Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand all that.
No.
You know, seems like it could be better, but.
Yeah, that's a fact. I don't know.
Yeah. I often wonder I'd like to meet the guy that they size some of that shit for.
I would too.
It's clearly not a guy shaped like me. That I can assure you of.
Yeah.
Like, I cuss short people every day. The whole world's made for short people. I get infuriated by that. Like, whoever picked the height of Case IH's panels where they open up on the side of a combine, I can guarantee you shorter than 6'3".
Oh, really?
Because you're going to run into that about 6 times a day. You're greasing it, you're servicing it, you're bouncing around, bam, bam, every trust.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. To the point I'm about ready to wear a hard hat.
Right.
Like,
I don't know why they can't make some of that stuff open even farther on every
exactly.
brake. You know what I mean? Like way up out of the way. But
yeah.
Yeah, I always get tired of that on every combine, and you always forget in the heat of the battle. As soon as you open the side shield and you start to step under, all that shit falls right down your neck.
Absolutely, every time. Yeah.
But I've never learned to be patient. I should.
No, I should, but I'm not. Yeah. Like I said, some of that shit's just not sized for. I like leg room and all that too, and I like to be able to stretch out, but
yeah,
it's not always the way it is.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like these old 10s and that stupid lever that on the left side of the seat that lets it flop forward and backwards, which some moron at International Harvester always thought if the seat was going back, it needed to go up.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know who that was, but they did it on tractors, combines. Didn't matter. If it's going back, it's got to go up. I'm like, you're in some ways defeating my purpose here, but I didn't
because
want to
my 4010's the same way. That's all on an angle. So as you go back, it goes up.
Yeah,
yep.
I don't need it. So I invariably on those, I'll kick that with my foot, and then the seat flops forward. Now I'm pinned between the steering wheel.
Yep.
That's why I like 14s, which it's a hydraulic seat. I hate that flip-flop seat. I'm not a fan of those.
Yeah, those old tractors, you basically get them within about 4 inches of where you need. That's just as close as you're going to get.
Yeah. Well, and the Tombstone one on the hydraulic, you really can't buy a replacement for that. Like, you just kind of, if it goes bad, you just got to park the tractor because nobody makes one. I mean, K&M's going to sell you one, but you can't use it.
Sure.
Now you set above the fenders and this big nasty lever in the front that you're going to kick every time you get on the damn thing. Plus, it looks so ridiculous. Like, well, I can't let my friends see me on this because it doesn't look like it matches.
Yep. It's funny, like, you kind of take for granted. When I redone that 4010, it was the same way. The seat was all sloppy, and I mean, it had a lot of play. I thought, well, I'm going to fix this. So I ordered the parts for it, and it's a lot different than an IH. It kind of sets on a track, and just like we were talking, it kind of goes back or goes up and back at the same time. But I ordered the seat kit for that, and you get it home, it's about 6 million parts. It's like a fucking jigsaw puzzle. It's like, you can't even believe there's that many parts in this fucking thing, but there is.
1460 combine. You're going to slide the seat back, you're going up, But you can't tilt the wheel on those, so you only got one spot. So you can either be comfortable with your legs, your back, and your ass, or your hands can be where they need to be. Maybe they learned from the 1256 where they're like, we're going to give you a tilt wheel. It's got multiple positions, only one you can use. The rest of them are just for show.
Exactly.
None of those spots are drivable. There's really only one you can use.
Yeah.
So like, well, on a 1460, we won't give that to you. We'll put the steering motor in there so it can get about 6,000 degrees. And if you happen to touch a steering column, you can burn your hand. Yeah. But we're not going to let you tilt it. We're going to move you back and up so your legs hit the steering wheel. Yeah, that's just what I was looking for.
Yeah. Boy, that's one series of combine around here. I couldn't tell you last time I seen one in the field, a 1400 series.
Boy, it wasn't that long ago, and there was a fleet of them.
Yeah.
But
man, it's been a long time.
Same thing. The other ones got so cheap and so plentiful. It's like, well, why am I fixing this thing when I can?
Seemed like about all them guys skipped the 1600 series. There was guys that bought new 1600s, but a lot of the guys that had old 14s went straight to 21s or 23s.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely the case. Yeah.
Which was a hell of an upgrade.
Yeah, they waited long enough that it, they, like I said, they got cheap enough that you can't throw $20,000 at a $8,000 combine.
Yeah. I've personally got a hankering for the old 1600 series. And I'm not saying I'd want to go farm with one today, but I spent a lot of time in one of them as a kid, and they were just a neat combine for the day. I thought.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a 1660 that served us pretty well.
Yeah, and boy, it's just like everything else we've talked to. When we were kids, them was big combines. You walk up to them today, and it's like a baby. It's like, man, there's nothing to this thing at all. My
combine now, the rear tires are the same size as the front one. Pretty close. Yeah. But there again, all the crop got harvested.
It did. That it did. Yeah.
Yeah. My new combine holds more, or my newer combine, it's not new, but my newer combine holds more fuel than I burnt through that thing in a year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, these new combines, one fuel tank holds what my grandpa's bulk tank that's set by the shop. Like it would drain the whole tank, fill it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Normally I just fill it up every morning. I fill it up every morning so it doesn't take that long and it's not that much fuel. I fill it up every morning. Well, last year, just the way thing worked out logistics, we left it in the field a few times, which I don't normally do, but it wasn't going to rain or anything, this, that, and the other. So it'd be getting pretty low time I get back to the shop. It's like, oh, well, the gauge on the barrel moved, a lot, and it took forever to fill up, and it's like, that was a lot handier when I was just putting, 60 gallon in every morning or something. But
you
start putting 220, 230 gallon in, that takes a while.
Wonder how our wives would do farming, since they don't like to fill anything up with fuel like you just...
I can tell you, I'd go, Tony. They'd go blowing out to the field, and then about a half hour later, our phones would ring, and they'd be in a pickle. Yeah. We'd be about 2 hours away, and we'd have to come back and solve it for them.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how that usually goes.
Yep.
Well, for starters, they'd be out of fuel, and they probably have a flat tire that they ran flat and ruined the tire.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Yep.
Didn't notice it was flat when they took off.
Yeah, at least nowadays these vehicles at least tell you when your tire's getting low if they pay attention to it. But I don't know. If you pay attention to it, that's the key. I'm surprised that's one thing they don't, or maybe do the new tractors show tire pressure in the cab?
I don't know.
I mean, I can't believe that's one thing they ain't thought of to put on there. I mean, which is actually crucial on tractor tires. But
I think, is it the Fendt that you can air the tires up and down on?
I think that 1050 you and I ran a couple falls ago. Yeah,
I think you can air it up and down from the tractor, but because that is a double-edged sword, right? Like optimum tire pressure for performance, you can't hardly haul one on a trailer that way.
Agreed.
When the duals aren't touching, they're hanging off the side. Like that's a little sketchy. I've been on the backside of that a few times. I'm like, or a guy doesn't know the inside tire's low, and you go to load it and about fall off the trailer, and that's always handy.
Yep. That's one thing I am a stickler on is keeping tire pressures checked because goddamn, these tires are too expensive to.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Yeah. And not all that tough anymore.
No, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, I think they're so green. I bought 4 tires for my 4-wheel drive during COVID, 2 the one year and 2 the next year when they were still in short supply, and just put them in the shed, and I just put them on this spring.
Yeah. That's what they say is always the best.
Because they were so soft.
Let
I'm like, well, these aren't going to last for shit if I put them on now.
Yep.
My fear was, I bought the first 2 because my fear was 4 of them on that thing were pretty thin anyway. And I'm like, well, I'm going to blow one. I won't be able to get a Firestone. I'll have to buy an off-brand or 2. Then they won't match. That'll piss me off. I'll end up having to take them back off, try to sell them for a third of the price, and have to buy 2 more to replace them. So I'm like, well, I'll buy 2, so I got a couple of spares. I'm like, well, it really needs 4. The other 4 are great. So I bought the other 2, and so now they all match, and they're all good. And now it's knee-deep in rubber.
It seems like that's something we need more of in this country is tire manufacturing.
Oh, my God.
Like every time you go to buy a set of tires, it's like they're 3 weeks out getting. It don't matter what they are, or even when it comes to ag tires especially. Like if you want Firestone, just order them now if you need them 5 years from now. That's how long it's going to take.
When I bought those, my local guy that I normally buy all my tires from couldn't get them. And I happened to call, a buddy of mine's like, well, call this place. He's like, they're pretty good on stuff like that. And they happened to have a spot with that size tires. They had 2 of them spoke for, and they literally took them off the truck, and I got them the next day.
No kidding.
Like, and they were damn near still warm from Firestone.
Really?
Like they were,
yeah. Yep.
Like, well, I'll just put those in the shed for a little bit. And
yeah. I'm assuming nowadays the way things change, like when we were little kids, like in the Poland world, you had to cut tires back because like you couldn't, or I assume back then you couldn't buy them. Maybe you could, but everybody just like I assume now you can buy brand new pro stock Poland tires, right?
Yeah, you can. So that has changed a ton in the last. Well, honestly, it was starting to ramp up when I got out. It's part of the reason I got out. So back up to, they used to just always use ag tires. And then Firestone, somewhere in there, BFG had a puller tire. And I can't tell you, I've only seen 1 or 2 sets of those in my life. And then Firestone come out with what they call the puller, which was just a short bar, long bar, but made out of a better compound. And that was probably in the late 80s. And then somewhere around probably 99, 2000, they came out with what they called the Puller 2000, which didn't have tractor lugs on it. It was a Chevron shape.
Looked like a cut tire.
Looked like a cut tire, and you just had to shape it up a little bit. Then that turned into the Pro Pullers, and then that turned into Mitosses, and the Mitosses are actually slicks. They've got angle marks on them and indicating marks, but they're smooth.
And you just cut,
cut what you want on them.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'll be dang. I run across a guy on TikTok. It was probably been a year ago now, was cutting tires for something. And that was kind of neat. He had that. I mean, it's amazing how fast he could cut through that with, I don't know if that's a heat gun or what it is.
Knife, yeah.
Or, yeah. And I mean, like he made it look effortless, just cut right through it. And
it's not as effortless as they make it look. I've got one.
Is that right?
It takes a little bit of arm strength to do that. I mean, back in the day, at least when we were cutting ag tires, it did. So the first set of tires that we ever had that were cut good were a set of short bar, long bar, which were absolutely useless in the field, Firestones, and actually took a wood planer and planed the lugs down.
No kidding.
Well, first off, they were a really, really nice set. They were too good to make into pulling tires, honestly. But like I said, they weren't worth a shit in the field. So we had Link Andrews' dad, Wayne, back when he was still alive. He cut tires, but he did it with a Sawzall. Jeez. So he cut the top of the lugs off with a Sawzall, and we ran them that way for a couple pulls till we had time to. I literally planed the rest of the lug down with a wood planer. Still got the planer. That's the only thing I ever used it for was planing that tire. You had to have a DeWalt. Nobody else's planer would do it.
Really?
And you want a spare belt or two because you're going to break them occasionally. Yeah. But it was a slow process, and you'd plane all those down, then you take the hot knife and cut the V shape in them. Like those are V'd out, but they're not that way. They're a short bar, long bar when they're a new tire.
I'll be dang.
But we cut them into V's. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild how that's all coming to fruition, and guys have figured out.
Yeah.
So
now that, I mean, like I said, now the lug count's the big deal. So start off 48, now it's up to 52, 54, 56, some are 60. And whoever wins this week, by God, that's what we need for next week.
No kidding.
So it's really become a snowball.
I'll be dang.
And guys have spent a pile of money on tires.
What size of tires are like on, like they look like, a 30.5 or whatever.
24 532s on Pro Stocks.
Is it? I didn't know what that.
5s on Supers, yeah.
Yeah.
and mods and some of that shit would all be 30.5s. But there again, the Firestones were small for their size. These ones specifically built for pulling now are to the maximum width, maximum height. You have to get them certified now and measured out and so on because they got the push in it. So
they're right on the.
Actually, Firestone had a batch there for a while that were too tall.
Oh shit.
Which were really good if you could get by with them for a while. But yeah, they were at 210's the height limit.
I'll be
or
there.
the circumference limit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's funny, how physics work. Because I mean, to look at them, you wouldn't think anything would grab it. I guess once you get that much wheel speed, and that much weight on them.
Guys will argue with me. Well, not everybody. Some guys will argue with you over, you got a shorter tire, it's no big deal, you just shift up. Bullshit. I'll take the tall tire every time.
Is that right?
I want the tallest one that's legal every time. If I can get a set that comes in at 209 3/4, and there's a set that looks better than them at 206, I'll take the 209s.
I'll be dang.
I want the tallest one I can get. Always just seems to work better.
Yep. Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. It doesn't equate to shit for rubber on the ground, but it always seems to work better.
Yep. Huh. Yeah, that's weird. That's a whole industry in and of itself now.
When they first started making those machines, I mean, those first machines were fairly crude, but a hell of a lot better than doing it with a planer. So,
yeah.
Have you ever seen one of those like Link would have over here?
No, I haven't.
So it's basically a big rotary head with like 4 blades on, if I remember right. So imagine a purpose-built planer, I guess is what you would call it. And it's on a big rod, big arm, and then you've got used to be like a plywood pattern that it had a roller on this arm, and that roller would follow that plywood pattern, and you would rake that across the tire, and that would peel the lugs off.
Oh,
yeah. It's quite something to see.
I assume when it went to hot knives, it ain't necessarily a dirty job, but I assume when you're
it's dirtier than shit.
Is it?
The planing's dirty-ish, but the grinding it to finish them is just a miserable job. Like, that sucks. That sucks bad. Because you're sweaty, that rubber sticks to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you go to some of those bigger poles, you'll see at Bowling Green, the mini rod guys love to sharpen tires. Of course, they wreck a set of tires every pass, it seems like, so they're constantly sharpening tires. Now, I myself would have, if I had the money to do all that, I would have so many tires in the trailer, like I'm never sharpening them at a pole.
Sure.
But they do plenty of it at the pole, and they're just covered in rubber from head to toe. Like, that is a suck-ass job.
What do you use on the grinder? What kind of a wheel, or what?
It's kind of like a...
Is it a special...
It's kind of like a diamondy grit wheel. I've got a couple to shop. Next time you're in there, I'll show you one. And they make cups and they make discs, but they're, instead of being like grinding compound, they're more like metal shards that are glued to a disc, for lack of a better term.
I'll be damned.
That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah. And they take the rubber off fairly quickly, but still, it's a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one industry that's basically, everything's built on trial and error. Like the customer's the R&D. Like nobody's...
There's no way to test a tire other than on a track.
Yeah, nobody has
a tire dyno that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just all on, I think this will work, let's try it. And it does work, or oh shit, that's terrible. We did that set of quad cuts that time that actually, had that been done a little differently, I actually think would have worked, because it's trended that way now. We double cut a set of double cuts, so essentially it was a quad cut, I guess. Put a lug in between all those. If we'd have done a little different, I actually think it would have worked quite well, because everybody's going to more lugs now. Everybody else in the class had 48 at the time.
Yeah.
And those would have had 96, I think, which is probably too many. But if I had it to do over again, I would have approached it a little different. I do think they would have worked. But
do they have limits on how many lugs you can have on a tire?
Certain classes do. That's the other stupid part. So super farms are limited to 48 lugs, but pro stocks aren't. So you get these tires cut. We got nobody to sell them to, because nobody else can have that many lugs. So now you've got this $20,000 set of tires that's
handy.
You really can't do anything with.
Yeah. I'll be damned.
Yeah. That wasn't all that well thought out. If you're going to limit it in one, they should have limited it in all.
Yeah.
But whatever. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I don't know. It's sad for our kids, because you and I talked here a while back. The big money has ruined everything, from pulling to kids sports to
doesn't matter what it is.
The cattle at the 4-H fair.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Now it's just who's got the most money.
It always turns into that. Right? Pick your sport, pick your activity. Like, eventually, that's what it turns into. And that's the nature of the beast. It's human nature. You always want nicer stuff and better stuff and so on and so forth. But eventually, once it gets popular enough, somebody shows up. And, I remember asking a local guy here, team pinning used to be big around here on horses.
Yep.
Used to be a really big deal. Like, they were doing those all the time, and we sponsored several of them because those guys bought a lot of loader tractors and so on and so forth. And I asked the guy one time, I said, whatever happened with that? He's like, the big money guys got horses that were so good they could basically just sit on them with their arms crossed, and it would do it for them, and nobody wanted to compete against them because they couldn't hardly, and it kind of faded away. Fast pitch softball used to be a hell of a deal. I don't know if money ruined that or what happened to that one, but that used to be a huge deal in this area, and that's probably more the fact that some dipshit in our generation said, well, let's focus on the kids. Let's spend all the money on them, and the adults won't have any fun.
Yeah.
But
which I guess there must be something, I don't follow it at all, but I've been catching clips on TikTok that the LA Dodgers, I guess, are like stacking their team. Like everybody said, it's going to completely ruin baseball now.
There will be no baseball next year.
And that's what everybody keeps saying, like they're on the verge of a walkout or a lockout or whatever. Yeah, so
which I certainly hope they do.
Yeah.
That would be the best thing for it, because you can't afford to go to a game anymore. If you catch any of the clips, I don't watch baseball, but
I do. I always notice the stands.
The stands are empty.
Yeah, there ain't nobody there.
There's nobody. Nobody can afford to go to a game. The product's shit.
Yep.
And nobody can afford to go to a game. For you to take your family to a game, it'd probably cost you $800 to go to a Cardinals game.
Yeah.
You can watch it on TV for free. And it turns out it's not that exciting anyway. You take the beer out of those stadiums, there ain't 5 people there.
Agreed.
So
is that where, I guess now organizations are just amassing such big quantities of money that they can actually do? Like, why didn't anybody stack a team 30 years ago and just get every good player in the league and put it on one?
And I am in no way an expert on this. I'm just going by what I actually just had this conversation with somebody a couple days ago that does follow baseball. I think the Dodgers budget for next year is like $860 million.
Really?
For players, or some stupid shit high. And it needs to be $260 to be more in line with everybody else.
Gotcha.
I assume because they can, I guess. I don't know. I don't think there's a salary cap in baseball, and that's what they're pushing for now.
Gotcha.
They're paying these players, hundreds of millions of dollars and locking them in super long term. And
yeah, it is amazing what they're paying these players. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form bashing capitalism. I mean, make as much as you can, but I mean, some of this is getting a little out of control.
I still say you're better off to have that cap down a little bit. Keep the ticket prices down where people can afford to go to the games. It has to be more profitable for the owners to have people in the stands.
Agreed. I mean, look at Banana Ball. I mean, that's taken the world by storm.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have people in the stands at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's like a 5-year waiting list for Banana Ball, I think they said, or something. Like it's
that.
Forever.
It's ridiculous.
And I have no idea what it actually costs, if it's $20.
No idea.
It must be affordable if there's that many people wanting to go. I mean, it is something different, too. I get it.
Yeah, it's just... Like I said, eventually that takes over and everything. I mean,
yeah, 4-H. I mean, I hear, and I'm not in 4-H. My kids, but I hear every year about this time when the fairs are going on, I start hearing these parents bitch about this and that. And
somebody showed up with a $25,000 steer that they didn't raise on their farm.
Yeah, but then they're laughing that the $25,000 steer almost got, the judge just damn near didn't pick it, but I'm assuming there's a bunch of politics in there. So
there's a ton of politics in livestock showing. That's a sport. Showing of any kind in it doesn't interest me, whether it's car showing or whatever like that. It just doesn't.
Same.
Livestock showing is a whole nother level of stuff that I get. You're hanging out with your friends and whatever, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Right. We can do that here and save the $25,000 on the cattle.
I'm not going to participate in something that's an opinion of somebody else. Mm-hmm. At least in tractor pulling's dumb financially. I'm not saying it's not. It's super dumb. But at least there's a measurable distance. And there's plenty of politics in pulling too, there is. Sure. But at the end of the day, if you go further than the other guy, you should win.
Exactly.
Cattle showing, that's not necessarily the case. Like,
just an opinion.
Just an opinion of and it turns out that judge knows the guy you bought that steer from and their buddies and that steer
it's
wins.
A big circle jerk.
Absolutely.
I'll promise you that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just like when they always laugh, I thought for sure that $25,000 cow was going to get beat by, so-and-sos. Well, you've got to add a little theatrics into this. I mean, we can't make it blatantly obvious.
We've got a mutual friend that we went to high school with that's a big livestock judger and so on and so forth. I always give him a hard time about all that politics and shit. And I'm like, and he judges shows and trying to give you these bullshit reasons on why this one won, that one didn't, and blah, blah. I'm like, at the end of the day, you pick the biggest one that's not deformed.
Yep.
Just admit it. You should pick the biggest one that's not deformed. That's the winner.
Right.
If it's constitutional, everything's correct, and it's not deformed in any way, shape, or form, and it's bigger than the rest of them, that should be the one that wins.
Yep.
Like a guy told me one time, he's like, your kid's going to show chickens? I'm like, for one, you can't show chickens. So no. He's like, well, if you're going to, you want to have those, you want to have those in like mid-December. I'm like, well, we're supposed to be after the first of the year. Yeah, I know. But
yeah, so there we go.
You really want to push the envelope on that. Like, they're not there when they're born. Like, you can fudge a month. And I'm like, here we go.
Exactly.
Like, here we go. Because you want the bigger one.
Exactly. Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah, and I guess our 4-H fair now, they said, went to a no-kill sale. So now when everybody shows up, then it's just a donation now, and that kind of killed it a little bit because at least before you felt like you're at least getting something out of the deal, where
Yeah.
now you're just getting nothing.
Yeah. Like I said, the show stuff doesn't make sense to me. I'm not looking for opinions.
No.
Plenty of people tell me what I'm doing wrong as it is. I don't need to drive halfway across the country, spend a shit pot full of money, and then get somebody's opinion of what I did when I get there.
Yep. Yeah, now everybody's putting air conditioners in a stall in their old red barn like mine, to make the hair longer. And
Absolutely.
fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole big industry, which, hats off to them. And there's way worse things those kids can be doing.
Oh,
I'm happy for that.
100%. Yeah.
But some of those big time guys, the kids hadn't seen that animal one time till it was show day.
Yeah,
We got handlers for this and groomers and trainers and
Yep. It's about like the damn sports or just living their life through their kids.
Absolutely. They remember showing when they were a kid, and that was super fun, so they're going to do it again, and whatever. Knock yourself out.
And I get a lot of people telling me that, some of the best times I ever had was when my kids were in travel ball or whatever. I'm not saying I wasn't there, but I think that's half the problem. You were having the best time of your life, and were the kids. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. It just sounds to me like it's a big sit around and get drunk deal every evening at the hotel, which is fine. I'm not knocking it. We're drinking beer right now.
Yeah.
But I don't have to drive 500 miles and spend thousands of dollars to do it.
Honestly, Tony, I think what drives a bunch of this is people haven't found they can't get a group of friends around their house to drink beer at home.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like they just can't figure out how to pull it off. And I'm like, I told a guy the other day, what he asked me if I did. It wasn't fishing. It was something else. I'm like, no. I said, my wife will just let me go drink beer. I don't have to make up some bullshit hobby. I forget what it even was now. I said, I don't have to make that up that I'm going fishing or going golfing or whatever this is. I'm like, my wife just lets me drink beer.
Yep.
She lets me come over here. She did it again tonight. Yep. You want to go over to Tony's? That's fine.
Yep.
I didn't have to make up a hobby to do it. Yeah, we're podcasting, but we do plenty of this just without the microphones.
That's right.
But some people got to have a official reason. I'm like, whatever.
Golf. I'm not into golf. I'm not knocking people that are, but I'm not into golf. That's
not my cup of tea either.
No. Nope. I don't know what I'm going to do when I retire. I guess
I know what I'm going to do.
We can do.
I'm going to talk on speakerphone, full volume, in every public place I can find, and I'm going to walk slowly in front of people that are trying to do something productive with their day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
We got to get rid of speakerphone.
Oh my gosh! Talk about a useless feature. After 15 seconds, the phone should explode.
I agree.
Like, so dumb. Because you can't use them privately, apparently. If speakerphone, you got to be in a crowd.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. Hold it a foot away and scream into it.
I don't think half these people even know that there's a speaker at the top, that they hold it to their ear, they can hear it.
Yeah, I don't think they do
Now, I'll
either.
grant you, smartphones weren't designed to be talked on. Like, they're not worth a shit to talk on compared to some of the previous phones. But they make Bluetooth and shit, if that's a big struggle for you.
Right.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I'm not a phone talker anyway, let alone speakerphone and everything else.
I'll be the first to tell you, if I don't have my AirPods with me, I may not answer the call because I don't like to hold it. Because I sweat, and if sweat runs down your cheek, then it either puts it on mute or kills it or this. I mean, if it's going to be a short conversation, I may do it for a second or two. At no point in time, hardly, will you ever find me walking around with the phone in my palm of my hand talking on speakerphone.
No.
I can assure you won't find me doing that in a crowd.
Yeah, I agree.
To the point I was this close to the restaurant the other day. I actually sent you a picture. I was this close to knocking a phone out of a person's hand. If it had been the male, not the female, I probably would have.
Yeah.
Crowded restaurant, full volume, FaceTiming, showing the phone back and forth, just scream. I can hear the whole conversation. I'm like, oh, what are we doing here? If it's that big a deal, step outside. Like this restaurant has a beautiful patio. It's a nice day out. Stand out there and talk if you want.
Yep.
Nope. Instead, we're just in the restaurant yelling. Of course, the restaurant's loud, so we got to yell louder.
I agree. Yep. I totally agree.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Not a speakerphone guy.
No, I'm not either. No.
It's been a while back. I was in a restaurant. There was a guy in there, not of Midwestern descent, speaking, I assume Spanish, but I can't guarantee you that, at 800 decibels. Just walking around the restaurant while he was doing it. Like he was waiting on a to-go order. He just walking around the restaurant. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you, so this way you can annoy everybody in the restaurant? Like,
God.
He finally sensed my glares and tried to stay down at the one end, but I'm like, you walk by me again, I'm knocking your phone out of your hand.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
You can do that, I can knock your phone out. Like, we're just going to call it even.
Yeah.
If it breaks, sorry.
Yep.
Call someone who cares. Here's a quarter for your payphone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. It's crazy. The technology on this, that, and the other, and the lack of the ability to use it.
And it's amazing just the general rudeness of people in public nowadays, where there's no situational awareness, no, nothing for the people around you. Just whatever, just do your thing.
Nope, just weave up and down the aisle at the grocery store, slow as can be. Try to do it between 11 and 12:30. That way somebody's stopping by on their lunch break to grab a couple things quick.
Yeah, you hold them clear up. Yeah.
You hold them clear up. That way you can just wander around because you're just killing time.
Yep.
Yeah. Or in your scooter. Maybe you don't need groceries. If you're not disabled but you have to ride a scooter around a grocery store, you don't need groceries.
I agree.
You need an exercise plan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Agreed.
fat, but
I'm to the point we need scooter stores. Like Walmart has its own Walmart just for scooters.
Yeah.
Every motherfucker in there, you have to be riding a scooter to be in there.
Yep,
And we have a
absolutely.
normal Walmart where everybody's just walking around.
And let's make them a little fun where we can run into people.
Yeah.
Demo derby them up a little bit. But, yeah, so ridiculous.
Yeah. The worst thing the local Walmart ever done, I don't know if they're all this way, is when they put in the truck parking and now you've got all the shit bags in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah. I don't know how these people get through the day. Like, you got to ride a scooter and you have to take your dog with you.
Yep.
That's a comfort dog. Okay. Yep. I mean, I like my dog too. But I'll see him when I get home.
Right.
Well, I don't have to take him to Walmart or whatever, I don't have to take him out for lunch at Chili's.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
He'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah. If you're not going to be fine, maybe you should keep your ass at home until you are going to be fine.
I agree.
Maybe there's a thing.
We've let the pet deal get way out of hand.
So out of control. I'm thinking about taking my horse with me everywhere.
You should.
My comfort horse.
Yep, just lead it through Walmart, eye doctor, everywhere. Just take it.
If I could get one like Mr. Ed, I'd let him talk on speakerphone.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah. Hell yes. Yeah. God.
Most of the listeners won't know what that show is.
Yeah.
I love that show.
It's funny talking about those old shows. I remember here, it's been a long time ago now, 10, 15 years ago. Dad was telling me, of course, growing up in the 50s and 60s, and I don't know how old he was when they got their first TV or whatever, but he must have been pretty young. But I remember him saying, like a show, and I don't remember if it's Gilligan's Island or one of them shows that come out years and years ago. He said, we were kids, he thought, man, that was a good show, and man, we just laughed. He said, I went and watched that later on and laughed. He's like, that's the dumbest show. I mean, you have nothing to compare it to back then.
Some of that shit's pretty hard to watch.
It
you
is.
Try to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Even some of the movies that I like from the 80s and this and that are pretty hard to watch once in a while. You just can't, you just got to take them for what they were at the time and not get too invested in.
Ain't it funny how nowadays on a big high def color TV you'll watch, and even the old Clint Eastwood, like the Outlaw Josie Wales and some of the movies, when that stuff come out, still a lot of black and white TVs back then. So somebody would get shot, and of course you couldn't really tell on black and white. Well, now I mean, like it's the most. Which I mean, we know it's fiction anyway. But I mean, the blood don't even look real now, like on these high def TVs.
Yeah, some of that's just pretty poor by today's standards from that standpoint.
Yeah.
But then you get to the new stuff where it's all CGI and this, that, and the other. It's like I always maintain that The Matrix ruined TV or ruined movies because I don't know if you've ever seen The Matrix.
No.
Anyway, you'll have to watch it sometime. But the premise of it, all the shit that they can do should make sense. All the moves and they can dodge bullets and this, that, and the other. Like all that makes sense with the rules that they can bend inside the Matrix. But then every other movie starts doing the same shit. I'm like, well, it doesn't apply over here. Like it's not. Now you're just making shit up over here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's one thing that, we used to watch a lot of movies when we were younger, on Sundays, whatnot. A lot of us get together and jack around, but they're just, man, TV just sucks.
I bet my kids haven't seen 25 movies.
No, I bet mine ain't either.
My daughter for sure. My son's seen a few, but, and I talk in movie quotes for the most part.
Sure.
So, but they have no idea what I'm talking about most of the time. So, which they have no idea what I'm talking about when I don't talk in movie quotes, but.
I don't know if kids nowadays have the attention span to sit down for 2 hours and watch a movie.
We took the kids to Top Gun 2 when it came out. My daughter fell asleep about 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like, jet's taking off. Yep, doesn't bother her. She got a great nap in.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or bad.
Yeah. I don't even know what it costs to go to the movies nowadays. I ain't been to one in so long.
I haven't been to one since, that was the last one I've been to, and that's been
whatever
5 years ago or something like that. I don't remember what it was now. Yeah. Talking about technology, what do you think of these flock cameras?
Well, I don't know. It seems like every day I'm seeing more and more of them getting sawed down like beavers. I mean,
sure, that guy has 20,000 people that signed up for an alibi for him. This guy got busted. 20,000 people have come forward and said, nope, he was with me. I saw him here. I saw him there. He definitely didn't do that. He was with me.
Nice.
It might be over 20,000 now.
Well, I remember when they put one in just south of our hometown here.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. Of course, I didn't necessarily know what it was. I mean,
at the time.
I mean, I guess.
How did that end up being like the first one around?
I don't know, but that for damn sure was. I mean,
my thing is, that's fine if that's what we're doing. Then I want an app that I can download to my phone. And I want to know where every government vehicle is.
Yep.
Every vehicle that you've bought with my tax dollars, I want to know.
Agreed.
I want to know where every cop's at. I want to know where every school bus is at. I
Yep.
want to know where every
I wanna know how many-
minivan that's associated with the school.
How much idle time did this cop have in the median? You know, that's a big deal.
Absolutely. I can't let my semi idle. You know, it's got a new semi's got to shut off 2 minutes in or whatever. I want to know how many hours that cop's car's idled that
Yep.
day.
Of course,
I don't care if it's hot.
Right, exactly. Of course, he can punch on the computer and everything else he wants going down the road.
Absolutely. I want an app that shows me where all those people are at.
Yep.
At least the vehicles.
Yep.
For safety.
Yep.
I might need a cop, Tony. I
Exactly.
want to know how close they are to me.
Exactly.
You know, safety first.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been seeing all kinds of videos on flock cameras. I mean, it's about every 10th video on TikTok in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it breaks my heart.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. They don't need those.
Yeah, because I seen, you know, you always got the outliers. There's dirty cops in it, was using that to track women and everything
Absolutely.
else.
A bunch of them got fired already over it,
Yep.
so on and so forth. Couldn't resist the temptation.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always sold in the form of an Amber Alert because, you know, we must have thousands of them a day around here. You know, well, it could say one.
They never find those kids.
No, it's.
You know, the big signs on the interstate. Look for a vehicle, blah, blah, blah. Have they ever actually found anybody on those?
Exactly.
Like, you know, whatever. Like I said, I read license plates pretty regular. That's just what I do when I'm meet vehicles or whatever. But I've yet to find the one that was on the sign.
Agreed.
I'm always looking, but I haven't found him.
Of course, back when we were running around, you didn't have an app to know, well, Nick's coming at me here because, you know, I can track his every move where.
It amazes me that all those kids share all that stuff.
I know.
I asked my son the other day, I'm like, oh, none of your buddies at the fair anyway. He's like, yeah, they are. Pulls it up, you know. I'm like, well, if they're dumb enough to tell you that, like, you know, they're not even telling you. It's just, you know, Snapchat map or whatever it is.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
I'm like, cripes, I don't want anybody tracking me.
And honestly, I think the powers that be know that this next generation will gladly track each other. So
see, they're all on the train. We'll gladly ride in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So they'll be the first to accept the flock cameras, and hell, it ain't no big deal to them. We're tracking everybody anyway.
Safety first. Yeah,
Yep.
we're tracking it. It's no big deal.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't need tracked, and I'm not looking to track anybody.
That's where I'm at. Couldn't care less. I know I've had people tell me that are in the know that if you actually knew the amount of data that they were harvesting off each and every one of us,
absolutely,
they're like, you would absolutely die. I mean, like everybody knows that, okay, if I look at something on Amazon, I'm going to get a Facebook ad or whatever. Mm-hmm. That ain't even 1,000th of 1% of what's going on. I mean, not even close.
Well, I think clearly your phone listens to you all the time.
100%.
I mean,
Starlink, that tracks everything that comes across my TV and knows how long I watched it and what programs I'm going to go to. And I mean, they've got you patterned down to a T.
Absolutely. Somebody somewhere in a dark corner office has a profile on you and can tell you what you're going to do tomorrow before you even know.
100%.
Statistically
They always
speaking,
claim them Roomba sweepers. All that's doing is mapping your house is what I've always heard. I don't know if that's right or not, but they know that once that thing it ain't no different GPS and Tracker. Once you paint everything in, well, we know there's a chair here and a TV and got the whole blueprint to your house now.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah. That's crazy. You got to be scared to know. I don't know if you ever seen that guy, ex-CIA guy or agent on TikTok. John starts with a K. He's like, oh, they can absolutely listen through your smart TV and so on and so forth. They're listening to everything.
Yep.
You know, I'm not doing anything that bad, so I got to think they're focusing their efforts on somebody,
right?
You know, a little more high profile than me.
Yep. Yeah. I find it odd that, you know, Facebook's been out for, hell, I think the first time I got Facebook was in like 2009, and it'd been out before that even. So, I mean, let's just say Facebook's pushing 20 years, roughly. Mm-hmm. So that's been out. And, yeah, we've had TikTok and YouTube. You know, all that stuff's been out for a while now. But I just find it odd that now we suddenly need all these data centers all over the country, but about the time the flock cameras are being installed and just everywhere you go, there's cameras on street corners, stoplights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These new vehicles are going to have a camera, and if you're doing anything, it's going to shut your car off.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. That's just what I'm looking for.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think I'm out on that.
The stupid part is, and I'm not advocating for drinking and driving in any way, shape, or form. I'm not, just for our listeners, because it's always the legal bullshit. But so let's just take the point, once we finally get to self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that would be a bonus, right? I can go to the bar now, at least this fucking thing will drive me home, I ain't got to worry. But you watch, they'll have to fuck that all up where you have to take a breathalyzer or something just so you can't ride in a car that's driving, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say we're going to drive from your shed to the back corner of your pasture on your own property.
Yeah.
That car's going to shut us off
Agreed.
with beer in hand, 10 foot in.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
You're on your own property.
Yep.
And it's not going to be able to navigate that driveway.
Exactly.
More than
That's
likely.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Eventually they're going to have, like our kids, if you were willing to sit down and do it, they're going to have a 40-year video of their entire life. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be enough
Absolutely.
cameras around there. Like, you can literally watch every move that they made.
Yep. And they're
entire
so scared to do anything, and they can't do anything because they're scared to do it, and somebody's always watching, and yeah.
I could not, and I guess you don't know what you don't know. I could not grow up with today's teenagers for the simple fact, I just asked both my kids the other day. This is the last weekend before school starts this coming weekend.
Yep.
Hey, you guys gonna have any get-togethers, any swim parties? You gonna do anything? Nope.
Blows my mind.
I can't figure it out.
There hasn't been a weekend since I got my driver's license that I haven't went out at least one night.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No.
I can't think of the last one. I might not be Friday and Saturday both, but I'm probably going somewhere to see somebody at some point in time. Like, these kids will just gladly sit at home or they'll just hang out with us or whatever. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, if you can't pull it off now,
Yeah, you damn sure.
you're damn sure not going to pull it off later.
Yeah, I can tell you one thing. See, our oldest kids are getting to be 18, so give it another 8 or 9 years. But at some point in time in there, if you're a bar owner, you probably ought to be looking at liquidating that brother because I don't think you're going to have any business. I really don't.
I don't think so either. The other thing that cracks me up about this generation of kids, and I hate to rag on them all the time, but it's like, oh, we were out till 11 last night. We're real tired. We can't do anything today. I'm like, really? Because Tony and I were out till 3.
Yeah,
And I was at work at 7:30, and I've been doing some like pretty heavy lifting and shit, pretty regular.
Yep.
We probably need a break. Okay. Like, and I think part of that is just the difference, and it's our fault too. Like, if I went out and tied one on or whatever, I sure as to hell was going to work twice as hard the next day to make sure my dad didn't know that I stayed out too late and I did too much shit. So I'm going to work double hard.
Yep.
To make sure
just
there's
gonna power through it.
no suspicions that I might have a pounding ass headache, whatever. But I'm going to push through because, well, one, you didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And two, it still had to be done, so on and so forth. But, we're real tired. Really? From Snapchatting other people that were 5 foot from you? You really wore down from that? Like,
Exactly.
I went out, came home, still scrolled TikTok for a half hour, and got up in 3 hours and went back and did it again. You know, whatever.
Yeah, it's a damn sure different time. I'll tell you that much. It is.
Yeah. I couldn't function.
At least we grew up similar to our parents. Like, you always dog the generation behind you, and I think that's just human nature. But our parents went uptown like we did and done all this dumb shit. It was pretty similar. Maybe not exact, but it was similar. Where now it's polar opposites.
Absolutely.
Ain't even close.
It's a whole nother world. Yeah. Whole nother world of shit.
The social skills are just...
Oh, they're almost non-existent.
Yeah. It just...
And I will say, like, your kids, my kids, both, like, they can hold a conversation with an adult, so on and so forth, pretty well.
Sure.
That's not always the case. Like, I just had a buddy of mine ask me the other day, he's like, Nick, I need to ask you a question. He's getting ready to have a child. He's like, how did you make it so your kids aren't weird and, like, they can talk to adults? He's like, I've talked to your daughter, like, have a normal conversation. He's like, I run into so many kids these days that can't do that. I'm like, I don't know. I guess just take them places and throw them into the lion's den and let them figure it out. Like, put them in situations where they have to, and eventually they'll get okay at it, But that's not the case for everybody.
No, it's not.
And I don't know. I have recently learned that apparently I am scary to people that are younger, and so they don't want to talk to me because they're intimidated by me. I don't understand why that is. Like, I'm a fairly nice person.
Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't snapped at any of my kids' friends, not one time, but apparently they're a little bit standoffish from me because they're scared of me. So I don't know what kind of stories my kids have told them, but apparently I'm scary. So, one.
Which I guarantee you, your shit ain't near as bad towards your kids as what your dad was to you. So
Absolutely not. My son was giving me a hard time the other day. I said, you ever been thrown down a flight of stairs onto the hood of a Jeep, met with a cowboy boot and a belt at the bottom? No. I'm like, I have.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you how that goes.
He's like, what'd you do? I'm like, I don't know, but I deserved it.
Yep.
I had it coming. I'm not saying that. Some might call it extreme. I call it a very quick learning lesson. Like, you got to the point really quick.
Yeah.
Like I explained to my son the other day, I'm like, you know why the military yells at you and makes you do shit? Because that's the fastest way to get the end result.
Yep. It is.
I'm like, I could talk to you nice and try to show you this, that, or I could just yell and scream at you, and that's going to be faster.
Yep.
And you're going to have to learn how to function in that environment. That's just just the way it is.
And that's a good point. I'd like to know how much the military has softened.
Oh, I'm sure a ton,
you know,
but-
you'll see TikTok clips or whatever here of when people first get off the bus at basic training, and the guys are screaming. I get it, but there's 100 comments. Now whether or not they're true or not, everybody's like bunch of candy asses. That ain't nothing, compared to when we were there. They were taking our bags and dumping our shit out and kicking it all over the place.
Now I think you can hold up a red card or something.
Yeah.
From what I'm told, I don't know, and I'm not looking to find out. But yeah, I don't think it's the 60s anymore.
No,
as far as
I
that
don't.
goes,
I don't think so
know.
either. It ain't the opening scenes of Full Metal Jacket
No,
by any means.
absolutely not. Yeah, Early Army. He didn't need a script. He's like, I got this.
Yeah.
This is what you're looking for. Don't write anything down. I'll take it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this. You just make sure the camera's on.
Agreed. Yeah, he played that part beautifully.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If only they'd have done the second half of that movie.
That's what I say. Nobody has. Well, as soon as boot camp's over, nobody's ever watched the rest of the movie hardly, or very few people.
Did you realize that was all filmed in Britain?
Was it?
There was a retired military base or whatever, and they were getting ready to tear it down or whatever. And that, because who was the director of that? Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He lived over there.
I'll be done.
So they all had to go over there, and then there were some delays and this, that, and the other. But yeah, I think all that second half was all filmed in England.
No
I
kidding.
think. Yeah.
Yep. I actually have seen that whole movie, and it was kind of by accident. I had turned it on one night and was kind of scrolling TikTok through the opening part or not the opening, but the front half, like we've all done. And it finally got to the second half, and I just kind of loosely started watching it. I mean, I just
I
kind of
don't
ended up.
mind the second half myself.
Right.
It's not as good as the first half.
No.
But
Nope.
I just remember one local guy here telling me one time, he's like, you ever seen that movie? I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. He's like, I can tell you one thing. I don't care how big that guy was carrying that M60. You've been humping that sumbitch all day. As soon as you got a chance to lay it down and take a break, you just let it down. I don't care how big he is.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I can believe
I
that.
can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. That makes sense. Yeah. You're not going to keep strapped up with all that ammo and just keep walking around, you know, for no reason while everybody else takes a break.
Yep. Yeah, I'm confident they've softened the military, though, just from clips that I've seen versus the comments.
Yeah.
And I would believe it. I mean, of course, I think back then racial slurs. I mean, it was everything. Like, they just pulled out all the stops.
Yeah.
I mean,
there were no rules at one point in time, and maybe that was too extreme. I don't know. Except it got results.
Yeah.
But whatever.
yeah. I don't know. I ain't seen a good war movie in a while.
No, I haven't either. I'm pretty excited about one. Brad Pitt's got one coming out, I think, with he retires from Special Forces, and he's got one of the dogs.
Oh, really? Oh, actually, yeah, I did see the trailer to that. Yeah, I did. I did.
That looked pretty interesting.
Yep.
The dog's got metal teeth.
Yep.
Had to get fake teeth or whatever.
I watched the movie Valkyrie about, I don't know, once every 40 days just because it seemed like it's always on the movie channel or whatever. But the thing I love about that movie was, A, it was cool history, but B, they didn't have to put some stupid German accent. Like, everybody just plain English in the whole movie. It's like, that's how a war movie should be. I don't need the stupid accents and subtitles and everything else. Just plain English, but you're German.
Yeah. Here, you're German. We all know you're German.
Exactly. You got the uniform on. We know where this is going. It's fine.
If we do it in German, nobody's going to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I haven't seen a good one for a while. I don't know. I'll watch American Sniper from time to time, but I got to be in the right mood to watch the end.
I've only watched that movie once or twice. I think I actually did go. That's probably the last time I've been to a theater.
I love the movie. I got to be in the right mood to watch the end.
Yeah.
I get sad and pissed off at the same time if I watch the end every time. Like a lot of times when that guy stand outside of his house, I'll just shut it off there.
Yep.
But there's times where I want to see it and I'll just watch the ending.
Sure.
Just because. But
yeah, and it does. I'm not going to say turned off, but so they had Bradley Cooper have kind of a weird accent in that movie, or a southern drawl or whatever. It just seemed a little fake or whatever. You know what I mean? Like however he talks in that movie. It's kind of like Nicolas Cage in Con Air. It's like, I mean, what
I don't understand about Con Air is the guy was an Army Ranger, clean cut. He goes to prison, and he's from a trailer park in South Louisiana with no hygiene whatsoever. Like, I'm like, this is not the same guy.
Yeah. The movie itself ain't bad, but there's just some quirks in it that's
Put the bunny back in the I'm like, yeah, come on now. He wasn't talking that way when he was an Army Ranger. Exactly. You just showed it a minute ago. He was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do without the long hair. And, yeah. There are some good one-liners from that movie,
there
though.
is.
But,
yeah.
Overall, it's a good movie. But,
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah.
yeah. When they're debating on how much easier it would have been to shoot that plane down, 30 miles before they hit Vegas.
Yeah.
But you can make it in 30 minutes in a fast car.
Yeah. I did watch Pulp Fiction last night. It come on TV. And of course, I've seen that movie about 10 times.
That's a great movie.
It is. We still quote that all the time. That is a tasty burger.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Need to do that next time I'm at Schultz's making a TikTok.
Is that the Big Kahuna burger? Yeah. That's a new Hawaiian joint. Oh.
A Royale with cheese.
They don't have the metric system. Or they got the metric system, Tony. See,
wow, look at the big brain on Brad.
You got to be in the right mood for anything by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, man. And that movie just weaves and tangles. I mean, it's like you don't know what's going on. You can't start that movie in the middle if you've never seen it. Like, you'll be so
sending
lost.
the wolf? Shit, man, that's all you had to say. He was cool even when you were fucking with him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's a great movie. But like I said, you got to be in the right mood for Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, you do.
I think he takes that movie and just throws the clips up in the air, and wherever they land, how he start piecing them together.
Yep.
Because all of his movies jump around.
They do.
Which I kind of personally enjoy a little bit now.
Right.
Originally, I'm like, what is this? Like, but now it doesn't bother me at all. I like it that way, kind of. But
yeah. It's amazing. I've always stopped and thought, whether it's a TV show, a movie, whatever, the ability to sit down and actually write the physical lines for that. Like, you've always got this picture in your head of kind of what we're going to do, but the lines that each person has to say, that takes talent to sit down and do that. I mean,
yes, it does.
Especially, probably more so TV sitcoms like a Friends. We always used to watch Friends all the time, but where you can make it keep flowing. Like, you're never just starting fresh every episode. Like, this one ties into the last episode somehow, and you can't do something here that'll affect it 10 episodes from now.
Some of those that really build and this. Did you ever watch the TV show Lost?
I tried it, and I couldn't get in. That was with the plane crash on the island. Yeah, I couldn't get in.
But all that shit tied together, and then the flashbacks and the flash forwards and this, that, and like, to know how all that shit needs to tie in is just amazing to me. Now, that's the worst ending to a TV show ever in the history of the world.
Is it?
So, and I don't go back and watch it now because I know the ending sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't watch it. But it was phenomenal when I was watching it for the first time. Like, that was in the Netflix, get the disc days.
Sure.
To the point that, Kelly and I would order a couple in, then we'd drive to Effingham and get some more if it was a rainy weekend or snowy or whatever.
Yep.
And, because we couldn't get them fast enough.
Yep.
And then I wouldn't rewatch that now. You can't just watch clips of it because there's too much back and forth and too much stories tying together. So you need to watch it all as you're going. And I know the ending sucks. I'm like, never mind. Once you know the ending's no good,
Yeah, that's always kind of baffled me because was it The Sopranos or one of them? There was a big deal, and I never watched that show, but everybody act like the ending of that just ruined it. That was a hugely popular TV show. But like the end, it was all a dream or something. It was something weird, and everybody
I've never
was pissed.
seen the ending of that. I don't think. I never watched it.
Yeah.
Solely. Yeah.
But I know the other night I had watched the local news, and when it was over, whatever your new sitcoms are now, you're like, we were kids, it would have been Roseanne or Full House or whatever, and there was some sitcom come on, and like I couldn't stomach it. Like this is just dumb.
Well, there's so many agendas, and there's so much.
Well, that's what I mean, and you got to have all the inclusive. It's always a black guy married to a white gay girl with 3 Chinese kids. It's like, for fuck's sakes, can we stop with the bullshit? I mean,
let's just have normal shit.
Yeah, I couldn't stomach it. And now my kids will go back and watch like the old Full Houses and the shit that we grew up on.
Yeah.
And it was always funny, at the end of every one of those episodes, there was always some, I'm going to call it a moral guidance or whatever.
There was some lesson to be learned.
Somebody got in trouble.
Shouldn't have lied to your parents because
Yeah.
that damn near got you kidnapped by the elusive white man with no windows that every town has that nobody can find.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's just kind of willy-nilly and whatever. Actually, Roseanne was actually a good show. I wasn't a religious Roseanne watcher, but that truly was like the common man show. Like, the house was dirty, the dishes
Who knew
were...
that she was going to age better than
agreed.
all these other chicks,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that show was probably fairly realistic for
I think,
suburban family at that time, whatever.
Yep.
In Chicago, I think is where it was,
Now, I think we've mentioned, maybe not on the podcast, several times in person, like Shameless.
Yeah.
Somebody's living like that in Chicago.
Absolutely.
And Shameless was great, but once again, they fucked the ending of that all up.
Yeah. for sure.
Not going to say what happens for those of you that maybe haven't watched it, but if you got Netflix, you should watch Shameless. Like it's wild.
But then they got to having so much gay shit in that I couldn't watch it either.
Yeah, you got to get past that. Yep.
Yeah. Now if I watch it, I keep my hand on the fast forward button because I'm not watching that.
Yep. Agreed.
I don't need that.
Yep. Yeah, if you could got rid of all that and just left Frank to run wild.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Anymore, though, I catch myself going back and watching the old shit as far as I just... Landman's okay. I don't know if the new season's... I don't know where they're at in that. I watched the first, I think, 2 seasons of that. I don't know if season 3's out. It was tolerable. I'm not going to sit here and say I have to get home at 8 o'clock to watch Land. But, I mean, it was okay.
I like it. And Taylor Sheridan's doing a good job of trying to tell some stories of stuff that actually has happened or is happening.
Right.
He's trying to get some of that out there.
If we're into season 3, he should railroad that and just train wreck it here pretty quick if it's Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah. Hey, so many of the sitcoms now, if you'll notice, the parents are always real dumb. The kids are way smarter than the parents.
Yep.
And it's complete opposite of the sitcoms when we were kids, you know.
Yep.
Because there's an agenda they're pushing.
Oh, yeah. I could not name one sitcom on show day, like there was always 2.5 Men or what years ago. Like you get past like that era, which I never watched that show, but you get past that.
I watched a lot of 2.5 Men, which what a genius Charlie Sheen is, and the fact that they literally got somebody to film his everyday life.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's basically a reality show, as near as I could tell.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends that watch that, and I'd stop by their house or whatever when I was younger, and I'd catch an episode here or there, but I've never watched that show extensively.
I like it.
Ever.
The show he replaced it with was Anger Management. It's pretty good, but. Yeah, it's funny how all that stuff goes away over time. Like we were talking the other night, I haven't watched a NASCAR race and
same. I couldn't tell you. I'll bet 15 years for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen 5 minutes of highlights in probably 10 years.
Yeah,
In
fact, I guess I'll even go back as far as saying, even back then, I never watched it. I like listening to it on the radio. To me, the radio was better than TV. So we was farming, I'd listen to it. But it's been at least 15 years, if not longer. I mean,
honestly, college football is that way for me.
Same.
I can listen to an Illini football game.
Yep.
In the combine on a Saturday morning where the air's crisp. And
I do. I will not miss an Illinois, and I am not a sports guy. I hate sports, but it's just something about that's just tradition.
Now, if that guy ever retires, I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, Brian Barnhart. Yep.
If he retires, it won't be the same.
No, it won't.
First down line, like the way he says it, like it's just the way it should be.
And I think the exciting part was back when I started listening, and this probably goes back 20 years. Now, if I'm just at home on a Saturday just milling around, I won't turn it on. But if I'm in a piece of farm equipment on a Saturday, I'm going to have that game on.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like when I first started listening to that's back when Illinois football was just absolutely horrendously terrible.
Yeah, when I was in college.
So
not good.
Yeah, so when something, like when they actually scored a touchdown against anybody, like it was a big deal. Like the announcers.
It was a big deal for a while to get a first down.
Yeah, exactly. So the announcers were getting into it, and there'd be some of them games that maybe some of the team was having an off day, so it was actually getting close, and like people were excited because we're going to win the first game in 3 years. But
they were finally good my senior year, I think. But yeah, they were not good prior to that.
Yeah, now they're real good.
Yeah. Well, now we got the largest scoreboard in college football.
I see. Yeah, did they say that thing was 250 foot wide or so? Like it's atrocious.
It's 17,000 square feet or some shit.
Yeah, it's
huge. Yeah. The next closest one's like 10,000. Mm-hmm. It's markedly bigger than
they just had that in the local news, and I swear, and I've never been in that stadium, I swear he said that thing was 250 foot wide, and I mean, it damn near goes all the way across the whole stadium. I don't know how tall it is.
It might be, yeah.
How wide is a football field? I know it's 100 yards long, or, from in. But how wide is it?
That's a great question. I don't know. Is it 25 yards wide? 50 yards wide? Yeah. I don't really know. I never played football.
It's more of a rectangle, so, I mean, God, it'd have
30 yards wide?
25 would be what, basically just call it 75 feet. I mean, it's got to be wider than that, I think.
Yeah, so.
So if it's 100 yards.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's good. But, I mean, looking at it on TV, the son of a bitch damn near goes from corner to corner of the stadium. Like it is humongous.
It blocks off the whole south end, for sure. For sure. I took the kids to a football game last season when they were good. By halftime, I was ready to go.
I've been to one football game my whole life, and it was a high school football game. That's the only football game I've ever been to.
I had 4-year season tickets until this past season. I'd never seen the second half of a football game in person.
Really? I'll be damned.
I used to stay, watch the Chief dance, and I'd leave.
Yep.
Once they took that away, there was no reason to stay to halftime.
Can't do that anymore.
Yeah. And I remember one game, I'll never forget this. It was the opening drive. It was against Iowa. We never stopped them. It was first down, first down, first down. They scored. I looked at a buddy. He looked at me. I'm like, we're out of here. I never saw Illinois at the ball. We went straight back to the house. We had a keg there. It's like, there's no reason to be here when I got a keg of beer there.
Yep.
Of course, now you can drink at the stadium.
Yeah.
But prior to the Bears playing there, you couldn't.
Yep.
And I was like, why are we standing in the sun with a shitty team when we can listen to it on the radio and drink beer while we do it?
Agreed.
Let's go back to the house.
Yeah. That all started for me when I'm going to say I would have been, I don't know, 10 or 12 years old. Had a neighbor, old Wilbert Kaufman. Always helped him when I was a kid, rode on the tractor with him. Great guy. Still alive. He's an old man. He's 90s now. But that all started for me, and I can still see it to this day, sitting in a new 1660 combine on a Saturday, cold out, cloudy, shelling corn with Illinois football on the radio. I mean, that can just instantly take me back.
Every time, I like it on the radio better than I like to watch it in person.
Yeah, 100%.
College football, for me, they run the ball too much.
Yeah.
So that doesn't excite me as much. Pro football is better from that aspect. They usually throw it more, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I got to have the guys that are good. Like, I like picking a team and all that's great, but at some point I want to root for the guys that are good. I'm a Tom Brady guy. I don't care where he plays.
Sure.
Because he was awesome.
Yeah.
But,
did you get the TikTok I sent you the other night? That I might have put it in the group with Cody and Ryan about the guy that he's offering $10 million of his own money for any boys' high school basketball team to play the best WNBA team. If the boys win, their high school gets $10 million. If the girls win, we'll donate it to them.
If the WNBA doesn't prove that women are the most vindictive, cruel creatures on the face of this earth, nothing will. I've had this conversation with my wife. I'm like, the golden goose is literally on the court, and you guys can do nothing but try to knock her down, injure her, take her out of her career. The one chance they have to actually turn a profit.
Yeah.
Which, let's just face it, if the NBA wasn't propping up the WNBA, they don't exist.
No, 100%.
They're done in 5 minutes. They haven't made money ever yet. This one chance that they could, they're like, nope, we'd rather be broke as shit, never get paid. All they want to do is, we should get paid like the men. Nobody comes to your game.
Exactly.
Finally get a player that somebody wants to go. I follow Caitlin Clark. I'll watch her stuff. I'll watch her highlights.
Sophie Cunningham, I'm all out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I watched all the stuff when she was her last year at Iowa. I watched almost every game.
Yep.
Watched it, the men's Final Four tournament stuff was on. I was watching the girls one because I like watching Caitlin Clark play. Nope.
Who are the two targeted most? The two white girls in the WNBA that are good. Sophie Cunningham.
White and straight.
Yep.
Can't have that.
Yep.
They don't have a bunch of tattoos, not a bunch of shit hanging out of their nose. Nope, we can't have that.
Yep.
That's no good. We'll knock her down. The refs are in on it. The announcers are in it. The whole gamut of shit.
Now they're going to let men in. So at this point, let's just have the NBA then. It's just women and men mixed.
Exactly. If they're equal, then there we go.
Yep.
You know, the fact that we have to debate gender in this country blows my mind.
I just cannot stomach it.
Well, there should be a rule that men shouldn't be in women's sports. Yeah, no shit, or it wouldn't be called women's sports.
Exactly.
Like, I don't see the debate here.
Yeah, I'm to the point now, though. I truly am on the bandwagon. Of course, you've heard me say this, and I know it pisses people off, but I'm ready to just burn it down now. That's why I don't vote. So now I say we get don't even try to hide it. Just go in there as a man that's just, racked and stacked. And nope, I'm a woman today and just dominate.
I assume eventually LeBron will get in the WNBA and play another 10 years.
Yeah, I think he should. I think just get in there and get all your buddies in there and just ruin it. Just absolutely ruin it.
Divisions exist for a reason, right? Like, if we're going to go to a tractor pull and you're pulling a Farmall M, I'm probably not pulling in the same class with you with a 8245R front wheel assist. Probably not in the same class.
Probably not.
Now, I could argue that tractor identifies as an M.
Right.
You're not going to let me pull.
Yep.
Because that makes sense, and that would be right.
Yep.
The fact that we have to debate whether women and men should be commingled in this, that, and the other. Newsflash, you chop off your dick, it doesn't make you a girl.
No.
You're not playing in girl sports. I don't care what you do. Like, this is not a debate. This is cut and dried. It's pretty simple. It's not hard to figure out. I don't know how we let it get to this point to where we have to constantly be debating this. You know, women are better at certain things than men are. Men are better at certain things than women are. That's fine. It's perfectly okay.
Been that way since the beginning of time.
Since the beginning of time. But no, these stupid feminists has screwed themselves over 6 ways from Sunday.
100%.
The stupidest movement in the history of the world was the feminist movement. We want to be equal. Okay, do I think women should be able to get a checking account? Absolutely.
Yeah.
They should be able to. If they're not married, whatever.
Yeah, drive a car, whatever.
Because it used to be that way where they couldn't.
Yeah, I agree.
I get that stuff. But we're to the point now, like, you used to be able to stay home, take care of your kids. Now you have to go to work every day. How's that working out for you?
Exactly.
And now you're going to bitch about, well, you're not making as much money as the men. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
You guys created this deal. You shouldn't even have to work. And there's a lot of factors that have played into that. But, it's not a debate. If you're a woman, you play in women's sports. If you're a man, you play in men's sports.
Agreed.
I don't care what you do with your parts. You're one way or the other.
I would have to send you the clip too. Maybe I did last night about the guy that's all for it because he's into sports betting. And he's like, I'm all for it. He's like, let the men in there because I know where I'm laying my money.
Absolutely.
He's like, this is going to be the most easiest money I've ever made. So he's like, let them in. And that's only from the financial standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, hey, if you guys want to burn this down, I'm all behind it because I know where I'm putting my money and I'm going to rake it in.
You're exactly right. And this is not a knock towards women. They're smaller. They're slower on the basketball court. Like, they're not going to fare well.
No.
No man could guard Shaq in his prime. There's not a woman out there that can guard him now.
Exactly.
And he's old now.
Yeah.
He'd average 30 points a game pretty easy now.
Put one woman in the NFL one time. I mean, we're killing grown men that are on steroids, basically, with head injuries.
Yeah.
So let's throw a woman in there that weighs 180 pounds.
Yeah.
We'll give it the benefit of the doubt. She weighs 180 pounds.
Yeah.
Just toss her in there and see how long it takes her to get flattened.
Yeah. You don't have to be upset or offended by the fact that life's not fair. Life's not equal.
Exactly.
I can't have children.
Yeah.
I'm not protesting that. And
I'm not going to sit in the corner and cry about it. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a woman's gig. That's the way God made me.
Ain't there a deal now? Didn't the women come out with their own version of MLB, Major League Baseball? Didn't that start this year?
Oh, I don't know. I thought Tom Hanks pioneered that years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought they had a league of their own, Tony.
No, I'm confident this was the first year of the women's MLB, and I have no idea how many teams. I can't imagine there's that many teams, but I have to Google it. But I am positive there's a woman's. Well, in fact, I know there is because did you see that clip on TikTok about the lady that totally butchered the national anthem?
I did see the national anthem.
And I think that was at a woman's Major League Baseball game, I think.
There again, college girls softball, I'll watch that over Major League Baseball.
For sure.
Any day of the week.
Yeah.
College softball is great.
Yep.
I watch the shit out of that if it happens to be on. I don't seek it out generally, but there used to be like that always lined up when we were on vacation. You don't know the channels on, some random TV.
Sure, yeah.
Place you're staying.
Sure.
Come across college softball. Hell, I'll just leave it on that. Let it play all day because there was a ton of games. It was usually tournament time.
Yep.
Like I can watch that no problem, but because it goes so much faster than men's baseball.
I'll see the clips on TikTok now of like blown calls by the umps in the MLB or just shit like that, and I do think speeding the game up was a good thing. I used to get so sick of watching these guys go up there and they'd beat the bat off their cleats for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They dig
Baseball's
in for another 5 minutes.
Baseball's too slow.
Then the pitcher's jackassing around. Yeah, like nowadays, you get up there and
and that's
throw the
why
fucking
softball
ball.
is faster. Like the girls, they weren't scratching their nuts; they're just throwing the ball. I don't have the attention span for it anymore. But there's so much of that could be streamlined.
But coming back to like you were talking about with women and just not being as strong, is totally right. Is there a woman on the planet that could do the Bo Jackson and throw a fucking somebody out at home plate from fucking left field?
No, and that's
or
okay.
right field wherever he was at.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't feed a kid with my boob.
Right.
I
mean, he had a fucking cannon, and there
I've
ain't a
got
woman.
nipples, fucker. Can you milk me? No.
Exactly.
It's not that big a deal. Like people are different. That's fine. Yeah, that whole deal frustrates the shit out of me.
Yeah, but I am totally ready to just burn it down and just let every man in the WNBA that can get in. Don't even try to hide it. Don't try to look like a girl. Just come in full beard, all of it, and just dominate. Rip the fucking rims off and just move on.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. If that's how you want it.
Yep.
Then
Can't have it both ways.
Then we're going all in.
Yep.
It's like changing the standards in the military. Make up your mind. A minute ago, you're equal.
Yep.
You know,
Do women have to register for the draft? I mean, I know I did. I had to fill out the selective cert. I mean, did any of the girls in our class? I mean, I thought we're equal. What are we doing?
I don't think so. Yeah. Whatever. We're probably not going to change it, but that won't keep you from bitching about it.
Yeah, same. I don't know. It just gets so frustrating to just have that shit in your face just 7 days a week over stupid shit that you and I haven't even thought about. Like, I wouldn't even think about.
No.
If my daughter come to me tomorrow and said she wanted to play high school baseball, it's just immediately no, and that's the end of the conversation. Like, we're not going to go out to the school board and throw a fit and got to let my daughter on the team. Like, no, you're a girl. That's not offered to you, so guess what? You're not playing.
You're not playing. Yeah. Makes no sense.
And I know somebody will probably bitch, we'll go, but fuck you. I'm the parent.
Yeah.
It ain't offered to you, and that's just the way it is. That's how this shit gets out of control, because there's parents with no balls is what it amounts to.
That is exactly the root cause. Yes.
You don't get to call your 4-year-old an it because, well, they haven't made up their mind what they are. Bullshit. It says right here on the birth certificate. I can tell you exactly what they are.
Yeah. God made that choice for you.
Yeah.
Which is the underlying issue.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to get that out of everything.
Yeah. If we just abide by that a little more, these problems just go away. We can't have that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a tangled web.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, what do you think? I think we've been around the world on this one.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Seems like it always drifts out that way.
Yeah, it does seem to have that effect.
But, yeah, we'll be at Bowling Green. I will not be there until the evening of the 21st. I'll be there 21st and 22nd. Go home the 23rd. But, yep, we'll be milling around a campground somewhere.
Yeah,
So.
I'll be parked into the racetrack, just down from the Make-A-Wish tent.
Yep, and you guys are pulling. I don't know if you're driving.
Friday night, Saturday night. Yeah, I don't know. I assume at some point in time, but either way, it doesn't matter. But I'll be there regardless. I should be there Wednesday, hopefully. So.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah,
So.
look me up.
Yep. So, all right. Well, we'll probably see you sometime between now and Bowling Green.
Yep.
Take it easy. See you guys.